Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending our conference today, Thrive with Gifs and Visual Appealing Google Slides. We would like to start off with thanking everyone from North Dakota Shape, Jason, for inviting us on here today to present. Kevin and myself, Gustave Karagrozis, we both reside in New York and we teach for New York City DOE. Just want to say we're happy to have you all here and thank you for giving us the next 50 minutes. And we hope you learned something new today.
Definitely some exciting stuff, and we're looking forward to all of our attendees to pick up something new for their Gifs game and their visual appealing Google Slide game. Gus, thanks for spotlighting me. So folks, if you can turn your attention to the top left-hand corner of the screen, there is a QR code. You can take the time now to scan with the camera feature of your devices to pull up a copy of the Google Slides document. It is super interactive, and there are some hyperlinks within the documents for the YouTube videos and websites that we go over. So if you go over at the end of the conference on your own, you'll be able to access the resources we put in the slides.
Cool, Kev. Our Twitter handles are on the bottom. They'll be there all day, the whole presentation. Check out us on Twitter afterwards. We share a lot of resources.
Great, thanks for adding that, Gus. All right, so we wanted to, before we explain a little bit about us, we wanted to show you how the slides that we did from our very first conference together evolved. This was, I believe, November 2 years ago. Then this was around June last year. And correct, now our new About Us slide. So Gus, why don't you start us off?
So we just wanted to show you that to start the presentation and just show you how we have progressed with our Google Slides being visual appealing. Kevin, if you could go back quickly to the first one. If you see the first one, it's very dull, very blah. The font is not really eye intriguing, doesn't pop out at you, it doesn't catch our attention. So would it really catch our students' attention? Kevin, go to the next one. Right here, we got a little better. We added some GIFs into it, a little more visual appealing. But as you can see, there's a lot going on with those GIFs, a lot in the background.
Some would say overstimulating.
Yes, overstimulating, totally. Font doesn't really pop out much, but we have added borders. And borders, you will learn throughout today that borders definitely make it more eye engaging. And the next one, Kevin?
Yep, here we go.
And now here, like Kevin said, this is our newest. This is the 2020, 2021 edition. Big difference here. Very more popping out at you. We have some drop shadows we'll talk about. We have borders. We have
transparent GIFs.
Transparent GIFs, and also a special font. One of our favorites, Luckiest Guy.
Awesome. All right, so I just want to share a little bit about myself in this slide. Again, my name is Kevin Lau. I'm in my 4th year of teaching for the New York City Department of Education.
5th year here, let's go, 5 years.
Elementary PE, K-5, PS329 Queens, graduate of the Queens College Physical Education Program, and recent graduate for the Concordia University Irvine Program of Coaching and Athletics Administration. Gus, do you want to share a bit about yourself?
Yes, SUNY Cortland grad 2013, and then Emporia University out in Kansas. Go Hornets! We definitely learned a lot through our colleges, but we must say we definitely learned a lot more being on Twitter and mingling and socializing with others throughout the world. And now look where we are now. We are presenting for North Dakota all the way across from us on the States.
Yay. There we go. So Gus, you will go over the presentation focus, and I'm going to trigger the first what.
Presentation what? How to make your pedagogy thrive with GIF making and visual appealing slides.
The why.
The why. Students learn best with constant visuals, and with something is visual appealing, you hold their attention.
And I'll go over the how. So understanding what applications and websites you could use to make your slides stand out more, and to also make your GIFs transparent and more effective with instruction.
A little shout out to our man, Derek. His handle is at the bottom of this. I got this slide from Derek. He posted it before. He shared it with me. Pretty definitely eye-popping, engaging. We added a little mask to our Bitmoji because of the COVID times. So just a shout out to Derek. Definitely collaborated a lot with him through Twitter. So we thank you, Illinois, Aford over there.
All right. So moving on, I shall explain what is a GIF. It is an animated GIF image, right? It also stands for graphics interchange format. It is what you call a file which contains a graphic bitmap image that has movements. It's usually 7 to 8 seconds long. It's always looping, and it can be made with a deck of still images where you can connect 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 images together into like a flipbook format, or you can take a video clip that you record 7 to 8 seconds long and convert it into a GIF. It's very, very easy to make.
Kevin, also mentioning how you could definitely use still images to make a GIF. I know a lot of people video record and turn it into a GIF, but do not forget, you could just take simple photos and turn it into a GIF. It does not need to be a video.
100%.
Kevin, is it a GIF or GIF?
Well, the guy who invented it, pronounced it as GIF, like the peanut butter, and the literary critics pronounce it as GIF. So
I'm all about the GIF.
Yeah, and I just want to be fair and pronounce it as GIFs, but after the presentation, I'll probably jump back to GIFs. But
Sounds good.
So here are examples of GIFs that we've used in the previous years. Gus obviously made a little fun of it because we have been learning and growing to improve it. So he calls this old school. And you can tell these examples are used to aid in instruction and to provide a visual aid for our students when they are doing their on-task activities autonomously while we circle and assess the rest of the class. So these were the type of GIFs we were making last year.
Totally. Pretty cool how these were actually made on the spot. So the student tossing in the bucket underhand, I actually whipped out my phone in class, made a GIF, popped it onto my overhead, threw it onto the screen, and there you go. The student later on in the lesson went back to our slideshow and I said, hey, check this out. And there he was. It was pretty cool because in the beginning in class, he wasn't there. And then now he showed his exemplary work to all the students with his GIF playing on the screen that I have, a big TV in my gymnasium. So that definitely made him happy. As you could see in this video, he's smiling. And then once all the students got to see him as a GIF, he was definitely pumped for that.
Yeah, my students definitely loved getting the opportunity to be one of the GIFs in our slides. And, the benefit is, the GIFs are looping. You can put them on the slideshow and it will just automatically play over and over without the need of replaying a video. So you don't have to cater your attention to constantly refreshing your page or replaying the video if need be. So why GIFs? So here are some bullet points we'd like to highlight, right? Number one, it grabs the attention of students. It helps the teacher illustrate their ideas in addition to what the student sees in person, plus an additional visual aid. If there are skills that have several critical elements that need to be broken down, it helps break down the process even more. You can show a sequence, right? Scaffolding progressions on the lead up to a specific skill or activity, and it's content exhilarating.
Totally. Kevin, I definitely agree with you about breaking down processes into steps. Students like to see the whole thing first. It's great to show the whole, but then it's also good to go back and break it down sequentially and with a sequence. So just for example of maybe hitting a ball with a racket, which you'll see later on, definitely showing the sequence of the whole movement and then breaking down the motions of racket back, step forward, opposite foot, contacting. So GIFs are awesome for that. And like Kevin mentioned, that it just loops. So I do not need to show myself doing it over and over. Do it once, video it, turn it into a GIF, and it just plays all period long. Yeah. So great point, Kevin. Yeah.
Great management tool and something you can leave on while assessing, your students, especially when you have a big group. Totally. Just before we continue, am I still spotlighted? I just want to double check before.
Back at it.
All right, great. So
while we're at it, before we continue, yes. My glasses right here. I got LASIK surgery. So the screen is a little bright for me, and I got it about a week ago. So that's why I'm wearing these cool shades, just so the brightness isn't in my eyes. So just don't make fun of me, all right?
So we didn't pay much attention. Gus and I have been collaborating for years now, and one of the biggest highlights of our GIF making was definitely using these GIF examples in stations. So this is one slide we took from a slide deck we collaborated. This is a tossing and catching variation station slide. And throughout the presentation, we want you to take notice of the way the GIFs look and just kind of, have your own opinion about, how this slide looks to you, because we were blinded by, what we thought until we had a lot of feedback with overstimulation, hard to see. And we didn't see it until we, really looked through the eyes of a student, which is why this presentation is so important, because making GIFs is one thing and we'll teach you how to do it, but making them effective and not too overstimulating and in a sense where it's so easy for the student to grasp is super important too.
For sure. Kevin, with that being said, even my new vision, that slideshow is just disgusting to me. I would never go back to that. Everything around it, there's so much going on. There's people in the background of me tossing and catching. And now we have this all on one slide. So now you have a student, young child looking at this, focusing on number one, while their eyes are definitely getting caught on by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and everything that's going on with it. So definitely that Bitmoji, yuck.
All right. So just to continue off, another way we use GIFs is I use clickers and Plagnets prior to the pandemic. It was a big hit to assess 60 students at the same time. So what really brought the multiple choice questioning to the next level in helping a student understand is having the ability to add a GIF instead of a still image when asking certain questions. So these are just 2 examples. I made a GIF of it just so I can show the actual GIFs moving, in which one on the left depicts me stepping with the opposite foot, throwing correctly to help them when answering the question, because we do have visual learners, and some students, after dictating the question, they still might not understand. So when they see it, using the GIF definitely is helpful. And to your right, hitting the cone strong enough, knocking the target over, is a demonstration of throwing with anger, confidence, force, or accuracy. And you see a gentleman, which I found a GIF off the internet, he's definitely throwing it with force. So very hard to get wrong in this sense.
Totally.
So yeah, being able to visually analyze skills with GIFs allows students to tap into higher order thinking while remaining constrained by the multiple choice limitations of clickers and Plagnets system. This is just specific to my assessment tool.
Totally. Kevin, what I like about that also, what I use my GIFs for a lot is I film myself doing it the wrong way. So I film myself doing it the wrong way. I'll throw it into Plicklers, have the students answer ABC, or however I'm assessing them. What is the wrong step? What step is wrong? And then another question would be, how could you correct it? So now they're watching me do it wrong, and then they have to think back of what did we teach, what did we learn, and they have to correct myself who was doing it wrong on the GIF. And then it's a great way for visualization for them to see it being wrong and then the correct way.
Awesome stuff. So how to make a GIF. So GIFs can be made using a computer or mobile device. So you can simply upload an existing 7 to 8 second video clip or still images, as Gus mentioned before, on a GIF making site, or you can record it in app. So this slide that you have with you, that you're going to access maybe after the presentation, you can click where it says easygif.com. It will hyperlink to a website, as well as these other icons that will take you to the actual app. For the purposes of this conference and due to time constraints, we will show you 2 options. One is easygif.com. So this is a website where you can upload through your web browser from a computer to make a GIF. I have that tab saved right here. All you have to do is go to easygif.com. There are plenty of options, from resizing your GIF, making a video to a GIF, going backwards, reversing it, rotating the image, cropping, cutting, optimizing. So high quality video, because if the video is such of high quality, it may slow down your slides because of all the memory it might take up from the quality. So if you optimize it, you can make it lower resolution so that it doesn't take up too much memory when loading the slides.
That is huge for Google Slides. I'm making a GIF. Whatever website I use, if I don't use EasyGIF, if I use Image Play, I still throw it into EasyGIF just to optimize it, lower the bit rate, and then you could have more GIFs onto a slide, and works better for students virtually that have iPads, because sometimes iPads are slow to load up the GIFs.
Yeah,
so definitely optimize it.
I think the biggest factor since the pandemic and remote learning is being mindful of students' devices. They might not have the luxury of some schools providing iPads. They might be using an Amazon Kindle or an older computer that might not load. So optimization for quality of GIFs is definitely important. So here I have a pre-recorded video of how I use the Giphy app with my phone. It works for both iOS and Android. I am not going to repeat myself as I've mentioned all of this in the video. So I will now play the video on full screen, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Hi everyone, welcome to a video tutorial on how to use the Giphy app.
Just a time
to
check,
make
Kevin.
GIFs.
We're 15
the
minutes
Giphy
in
app
right
is
now.
available on
So,
both iOS and
perfect. Here we
Android
go.
devices. You can also visit their website with a computer and a web browser by going to www.giphy.com. When using a computer, you can only upload video clips that you have on standby. But when using an app, you can also record within the app if you don't have any existing video clips you'd like to convert into GIFs. So once you've downloaded the Giphy app, go ahead and open it. On their home screen, you have access to its public domain where you can find thousands of different GIFs. You can sort them out by artists, clips, stories, or even sticker categories. For the purposes of this demonstration, we are going to strictly go straight to create on the top right-hand corner. On the website, the create button is on the very top where it lets you upload video clips as well. Go ahead and click create. When you click create, your camera gets activated for you to record clips on the spot. But in this case, we will use an existing video clip in my gallery. I have my daughter helping us do a toss, clap, clap, catch with a balloon. Now, once the video clip is selected, you have different options in cropping the dimensions of the video. You can also add text and choose the style of text that you like. I'm just going to quickly write toss, clap, clap, catch, and click update. When that's done, you can go ahead and click done and drag the toss, clap, clap, catch font anywhere you'd like on the screen. So I'm going to drag it to the bottom. What you can also do is select different stickers to add on top of your existing video.
Just
and
to
if
add
you don't like it, you can just
personalization.
drag it to the garbage can. You can also add different filters, and you can also trim the video clip if you do not want to use the entire 6 to 7 seconds that you've previously recorded or have recorded within the app. Once you are done going through all the settings and you no longer need to edit, you can go ahead and click the arrow on the bottom right-hand corner to continue to the next step. Clicking the arrow allows you to finalize the video clip into a GIF. And as a final result, you will be prompted to either share this GIF onto its public domain, Giphy's website, or you can keep it to yourself. So I am going to click Share GIF on the bottom left-hand corner. From here, I will then save my GIF. And it's that simple. Once you've successfully saved your GIF, it will show in your cell phone gallery. Other options include exporting the GIF and sharing it with other different means of communication. If you click the top right-hand corner, you can also email the GIF or even choose AirDrop if you have Apple devices. Choosing AirDrop allows you to send the GIF quickly over to your desktop, and from your desktop, you can then quickly drag that GIF onto your Google Slides document. And that's it. Good luck in creating GIFs, and have a great day.
Okay, everyone. So hope you were able to learn a bit on how to use the Giphy app. As you can see, the final result, this is a GIF of my daughter, the toss, clap, 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 catch that we just made that I was able to then export and drag into the Google slide.
So Giphy is definitely easy to use. Definitely has a lot of different filters you could add to it. Add the words. So nice job.
Definitely. Yep. Personalization is key. Image Play is another GIF maker.
Image Play is what I use. I use Image Play a lot. I like it a lot for cropping. It's an easy way to crop a GIF and as well as speed it up and slow it down. I think the speed up button goes towards a rabbit and the slow down goes towards a turtle. The two little icons on the app. Real simple to use. So I'll take it from there and then I will throw it into, we said easygif.com and definitely optimize it. And then we also throw it into our transparent, which is unscreen, which we'll go over in a little bit.
Right. So keep in mind when we're making GIFs, you always want to be mindful of the background, not to have too much of a distraction for students. So let's talk a bit about our progressions, right? As you can see on the left, old school, right? And on the right are the gifts that we made this year. So I actually was able to find a second set of gifts that were similar to what I made last year, but better in a sense where I no longer have a background. I don't have anything in the back that might distract students from looking elsewhere. And I want them to really focus on what I'm trying to emphasize here. So again, I am, teaching
Totally.
how to hold a racket using the handshake method. Gus, doing his slow motion version of the bicycle on his back, and also the top on the bottom. Yeah, on the bottom where he has the toss and catch gif. So
Yes.
really, if you remember the toss and catch gif that we had in the 10 different variation slides, I mean, you can't focus on it. At least this one, you're able to see that he's tossing, he's catching, and that's it. And a solid background on the back.
So for
really awesome.
solid backgrounds, I'm a big fan of using some pastel colors. So light purple, light yellow, light blue, all about the Easter theme. It definitely brings out your body more because the background is a light color and obviously it is not overstimulating. Just a quick idea, the GIFs from the old school, you see me doing the push-ups, all that was done on Easy GIF. I use Easy GIF back in the day a lot. I like it because you could pop up the words on the screen. As you could see, I have the cues that my algorithms popping up on the screen, and you could set it to pop up at different times all together. So I do like using that, but it definitely does make the file big. So you definitely have to optimize it after that.
Okay, great. So we are going to move on now, just to show a sample of your amazing slide work. If you want to share a little bit about how your GIFs and your fonts look now, this is a great example.
Again, like I said, I'm a big fan of Luckiest Guy. This is all Luckiest Guy font. The GIFs are all transparent GIFs, but what I did here to make it stand out a little more, I just threw in a text box, made the text box yellow, and put the transparent GIF over the text box. Nice. And then now there's a yellow background. So I could change that to any color, real simple. So what's nice about transparent GIFs is you could drag them anywhere. So for example, the slide before with me tossing and catching with that pastel background, that was done on the application, on the GIF app. So now that if I was to, Kevin, go to the next slide. If I was to put that here, it would be over the yellow background, which is cool. But if I wanted to put it over the words, it's going to block the words. So with a transparent background, I could have dragged myself, who was using the racket, over any word, and I could still read the words because the background is clear and the GIF is out in front of it.
Great stuff. I like it. Here's my example of transparent GIFs. We wanted to really create a environment where students may feel at home, even though they're learning from remote, right? We have the virtual background of a gymnasium and just different ways students can drum. Sometimes we want to reference cartoons and we can't really make them transparent, but here's how we make things fun for our students.
I was just gonna say, yeah, definitely using other cartoons and TV shows as GIFs. You could just Google into Google, I don't know, Simpsons GIF, Tom and Jerry GIFs, and they will come up, and the kids really, really engage and connect to things that are happening and that they enjoy seeing as well, besides our beautiful faces, obviously.
All right, and here's another example of a transparent GIF. I added a drop shadow feature to kind of slow down the rotation of turning my arm, which we'll talk about in a bit. But again, understanding the forehand and the backhand with the number 7 and the letter L analogy. I made the same exact GIF. I lost it. I couldn't find it. But with the background and everything, it was kind of hard for students to see the 7, to see the L. But at least with a transparent GIF, they have a better chance of seeing it this way.
Awesome. Yes, totally. Great job there, Kevin.
Thank you. So here are 2 comparisons. Same video clips, right, that we have in our gallery. One video clip is converted through the Giphy app on your left, and to the right is going to be another method of converting a video clip with a software that we are going to introduce. So let's make transparent GIFs, okay? It's not hard. Yes, here we go. So a couple things you need to know. The software that we are about to show you has the capability of cutting yourself out of your background without the need of a green screen. but having a green screen gives you the most optimal result. Now, notice in this
Nice.
this slide, all the way to your right, my student teacher Eric, he's doing his for his special needs students the beef, analogy, bend, follow through, extend, right? And this is actually a transparent GIF, but we recorded him without the green screen because we wanted to show you two examples because not everyone can get a green screen or have one, right? So the quality could come out just as good. And then Gus, you want to talk about your green screen setup here?
Totally. So before I begin, I just want to say all these words here are hyperlinked. So when you go back into the presentation, when this is all said and done, you click the words, it will hyperlink to exactly what I have there. So let's start off with the 9x15 green screen on the back wall. This is huge because it is so wide that I do not have to stand still when I'm making a GIF. Sometimes you make a GIF and you get out of the frame and your body gets cut off. Now I could walk around and still have a green screen behind me because it is so long and wide. Also, a big thing with GIF making is totally the lighting. Lighting is everything. So if you have some money to spend, the green screen doesn't need to be high tech, just any kind of green screen. You could even paint the wall green, but the lighting makes a huge difference. These are
100%.
two, yeah, these are two studio lights that I got. I actually dropped one and I broke the bulb. So I went back onto Amazon and I bought a new bulb. I even bought a higher quality bulb than it came with, and it definitely does make a difference. So lighting is everything. And also, as you could see, my green screen on the wall is really stretched out. Make sure there's no wrinkles because the lighting and you're using your phone recording, it will pick up the wrinkles. Obviously, wrinkles happen, but if you can make it super stretched out that there's no wrinkles, your GIFs would definitely be better quality. You could see a little table there with 99 cents cloth that is green, a tablecloth over it. That did work for me. I've done GIFs with it and I've used that just as the background and it worked fine. Obviously, I have upgraded. As you could see, I came a long way. I also even have on the floor another green screen just so I could walk the length of the floor and my feet don't get cut off. Although the floor is a solid color, sometimes different websites unscreen, which you were going to learn about shortly, it might cut your feet out. But if the ground is solid green like that, it is going to be perfect and it come out beautiful. Again, with the apps, you're looking for a chroma key. Chroma key is called green screening, and you could change the color. Obviously, it's set to green, but some green screens are blue. It's not technically just a green screen. You could get a blue screen and just change the chroma feature on the apps, which you will go over shortly as well, to blue. Also, I have a ring light back there. A ring light is nice because I put my cell phone in it.
Yeah, I'm using one.
It has a circle right around it, so it definitely gives off a lot of lighting. Again, lighting is huge. Sometimes I use the ring light, I use a studio light, and then I have my beautiful setup. That setup is at my school. I do have a setup at my house. I have another green screen I put on the wall. It's not that great because the space is small, but definitely I do suggest that if you get the hangers, the rack, you could hook it up to the rack. The poles come out of the ground. The poles come off the ground. You put the green screen through it, and then it hangs like a drape. So you do not need to tape it to the wall. But right there, I taped it to the wall, which is pretty nice.
All right, thanks for that share, Gus. And I remember one of your very early GIFs with transparency. You used that same plastic sheet, but you put it over your garage door
Yes.
during your noodle tag. So very impressive stuff. And we couldn't tell that you you went to the dollar store to figure that situation out. So
And that was during mid-March during the
Yeah.
pandemic. Went
Awesome.
outside, threw the green screen up, and we were good to go.
All
All
right.
right,
So
you're back to spotlight, Kev.
all right, thank you so much. So the big software that we want to talk about today is unscreen.com. Yes, so this has been the holy grail of us being able to create transparent GIFs without having to do ridiculous amount of software, right? Unscreen.com, totally free website. You can access it from your mobile device or from your computer. Once you've pre-recorded a video clip that you want them to cut the background away, they'll be able to do it for you. You can do the paid version. Obviously, then you can crop video clips, more than 7-8 seconds, but you don't need that much time for making GIFs.
Totally. 6 seconds, I think, is the website's cutoff, 6 or 5 seconds.
Yes.
I did think about buying it, but I actually never bought it. But I've made over 500, probably 600 GIFs in my life so far, and I never have an issue with the free version.
Yeah, so again, this screenshot hyperlinks to the actual website, and we are going to watch a video on how I use unscreen.com from my cell phone. Really, Unscreen is the ability to, virtually provide your video with a non-existent green screen. Just think of it about it that way. But having a green screen, definitely very helpful in making it. So let's play this video, and I'm going to make sure the audio is there.
This video will show you how to turn a video clip into a transparent GIF. The video clip I will be using will be a demonstration of a short-handed implement racket grip technique using the shaking hands method. Notice in this video, I am standing in front of a green screen. Standing in front of a green screen will allow the software that we plan on using to easily differentiate between ourselves and removing the background. If you do not have a green screen, you can also stand in front of a wall with a plain color. The less obstruction there is, the better you will come out after the software is processed. Once you have your video ready, you will now open up your web browser and go to unscreen.com. www.unscreen.com. Once you're at unscreen.com, go ahead and click on Upload Clip and choose from your library. In this case, I've had my video selected right here. I'm going to go ahead and click Choose. The same thing works on a computer or Android platform. As long as you have your video clip ready of yourself in front of a green screen doing any type of action that you want for your GIF, go ahead and upload the clip onto unscreen.com. Now that the processing is finished, you will now have a transparent video in which the background is completely removed. If you have a green screen, the result is usually much better than not having a green screen. Now go ahead and click on Download. Make sure you select the GIF file before you download. The software will now compress the file into a GIF. From here, depending on your operating system, you can choose to save it, view it, or share it. In my case, I want to view. Now that the GIF is complete, I will now choose to share this file by either emailing or airdropping to my computer, where I can later drag it onto the Google Slides file. Good luck and enjoy making transparent GIFs.
And it is that easy. Having your video clip pre-recorded, just making sure that you did it either in front of a transparent or solid wall or using green screen, uploading it to unscreen.com, re-downloading it as a GIF, and then once you have that file, feel free to drag it from your desktop, send it from your phone to your desktop onto the slide. It will just work right away.
Yeah, and there's also some background options on unscreen.com too. If you want it to be transparent, there's some built-in background options as well.
So why choose transparent GIFs? In summary, would you rather have the left section or the GIFs on the right? Just like Mike Giannacola's this or that workout, we could do that right now, but I think the option is very obvious. You want clarity, you want students to be able to focus. This is obviously a set of 4 GIFs, but it's so much easier to see versus the original 9 that we had on the slide we made a couple of years ago. So totally. We choose transparent GIFs. Just the importance of overstimulation. My student teacher here creating a GIF for his District 75 students. Now, huge shout out to their creativity. Bend elbows, make a pizza pie, say goodbye. So I said, hey, listen, I think you can definitely make this much easier and less stimulating for your special needs students. And what did we do? We created that GIF that you saw earlier in his living room. He didn't have a green screen, but he stood in front of his gray wall, and we kept it really simple. Same 3 cues: bend elbows, pizza pie, say goodbye, red, yellow, green. But that one GIF where he's blown up, you can see him easier right, on that, and the students are able to now follow along without, really having to track which square to follow, matching which block. I think this is the whole point we are trying to make. What is the best option for your students?
And I like how you added the blur and the borders, because that leads into the next part of this presentation here.
All right, Gus. So at this time, we are going to go over GIF green screen application. So this is your part of the presentation. So take it away, man.
Cool. So right here, we have Do Ink and Image Play. Do Ink is an awesome way to make videos with a green screen. You take out the green screen, you could chroma key any color out. So I'm using a green screen, so I chroma key out green. And Do Ink basically is to make a video with any background you want. For example, I could put myself in Bora Bora. I could put myself in the mountains in Colorado. Whatever I want my background to be, it would be a video. It does not make a GIF. It makes videos. You can make the videos 1 minute long, 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long. But the main thing about it is that it cuts the background out. After that, you could save it as the video, and then you could turn that video into a GIF. So we're going to play a quick video. I'm going to show you how to do everything on Do Ink. So I'm opening up, you hit the plus sign in the top corner, you create a new project. There are 3 levels. The bottom layer is your background. So my background is purple. The middle layer is already set to chroma key. It's chroma keyed green as default. So I upload a video, a GIF or a video, whatever it is. Here it is. I am chroma keyed out because the green is taken out. I'm cropping it now to get my lights out of the way. And then I'm just showing you that you could enlarge your person, whatever you're doing, make it shorter. You can move it left and right. The third layer up top, you could add another chroma key option and chroma something else out, or you could leave it blank. You could add words. So now I'm moving it over because my video is only 2 seconds. So I'm copying and pasting it. So now I made that 2-second video. Now I made it whatever it was, 8 seconds. Copy, paste, copy, paste. Also, when you paste it, you could have 2 of yourselves and move yourself around. So again, it's an awesome way to make a video with putting yourself into any background that you want. And then you turn this, once it's saved, you turn this into a GIF afterwards. I like to use unscreen, but then it'll take away the background. So you could turn it into a GIF with Image Play.
Awesome. Thanks for that share, Gus. And again, I know you use Do Ink a lot for your movement videos on your YouTube channel. Now would be a great time to plug that in because you have a really good channel. So what's that channel called?
Thrive PE. And a lot of my video creations are made with Do Ink. It is real simple. You'll see me swimming with the mermaids. You'll see me in a SpongeBob video. You're seeing me all over the place. You see me dancing in front of a stage, but I just pop in myself into a new background. Thrive PE. All right, so visual appealing slides. Here we go. Here, first, custom cover images. This is huge, just different pixels to make for Google Sites. There it is, Google Forms, Twitter banners, YouTube banners, Seesaw blogs, Flipgrids. Those are all the pixels that you would like to make the page. So it fits perfectly as a header. File, page, click the drop down and hit custom. And then you could turn it into pixels for Google Slides. So again, you go to File, you hit Page, you hit the drop down, you hit Custom, you go to Pixels, and then you type it in according to whatever you would want your header for. If you want it for YouTube, it's 2,560 pixels by 1,440 pixels. Thanks, Gab.
Yeah, that's a great way to have it all ready so you don't have to go looking.
Right here is another way to make your slides pop with some different fonts. Tony Vincent, I follow him on Twitter. He made this infographic. So it's textgiraffe.com. It's real simple. It's a free logo maker. You just type in the words. So learning in hand, for example, I typed in Thrive. I hit go. I picked my font. I picked the circle with the word Thrive through it. I'm a big fan of the word Thrive. You hit download logo, and then you could pick small, medium, large. You download it to your desktop, save it, and then you just drag it into your Google slide, which I did on the top corner, as you could see the Thrive logo. So another way, instead of using Google Fonts, you could use textgiraffe.com. And here we go again. Another website is called PicFont. This site is great to make curved font. If you want it like that, type the word in the text box, pick your font color, style, and if you want it curved or not. Make sure you click disable background to make it transparent though. So if you don't disable background, it won't be transparent. Again, we're all about 2020 and 2021 year. All we do is a lot of things with transparency. So I made my word thrive transparent. Again, I saved it to my computer. It saves it as a PNG. Usually the word PNG is the file format, which usually makes them transparent. And then you just drag it onto your slideshow. Thank you there, Kevin.
You got it.
Right here, again, now this is about Google Slides. So now we're on Google Slides. To add fonts, you will click the font feature, use the menu, hit fonts menu, click more fonts, and then under more fonts, you just type in different names. And if you like it, you will hit the check mark, the plus sign, and then it goes to your fonts. So here are some cool comic fonts. Gloria, Bangers, Nuksha, Coming Soon, Comic Sans, Caveat Brush. But those are cool, but I'm a big fan of Luckiest Guy. My favorite font right there is Luckiest Guy. So I type in Luckiest Guy, and I add it, and it comes into my font. So now when I go to type, you hit the font, and then all your new fonts are there, and the ones that you use the most will be up top as recent. Yeah. But there's a lot of fonts under this that are not on Google Slides preset. So make sure you go to fonts menu, again, more fonts, and then look for the fonts that you like that are more visual appealing.
Yeah, you have to search them and add them once you click more fonts. So don't be discouraged if it's not there after today, because you definitely need to add them.
All right, visual appealing GIFs. Again, like we said, transparency background, but here I use borders. Borders are huge. We used to never use borders, but now we're using borders to separate our slideshow, separating our photos from one another. And with the borders, you could also add the drop-down shadow menu. I'm definitely huge with drop-down shadows now. As you can see, I shadowed everything here. Purple shadow, use a lot of purple. Again, my favorite color. And again, the font visual appealing GIFs is Luckiest Guy. All right, so here are 2 videos, and I'm going to show you how to do everything again. What I just did, I'll show you a little about motion to make it more popping with motions and animations. All right, here we go, Kev. All right, hello everyone. I'm going to show you how to make a slide that is very eye-popping and very visual engaging. So first, here is a blank slide. I would start with the background, click background. I'm a big fan of gradient. I click gradient and I will pick, let's go with a light green color for today. Done. So I'm a big fan of gradient backgrounds.
I will go to insert, clip art, word art, and type my title. Visual.
Always using word art.
Enter GIFs.
When you use this,
you have to hit Shift Enter. Each line should read some words unless it gets too long. So to do that, you must hit Enter to go to the next line. It is actually Shift Enter. So here we are. Now I'm a big fan of the Lucky Guy font, but here are my main fonts. Again, you could click more fonts here and you could type them in and then hit Add. So for example, I don't think I have this font. I checked it. Now it is in my reservoir. Let's see. Let's add this font. Let's add this font and hit done. And now when I go to fonts, it would be over here. So let's start with this font. We'll go back with Luckiest Guy. I think it's the most visual appealing. We're going to change up top left the fill color. We're going to make it blue. We're going to use a border. You always need borders to make it stand out and pop. So my border is going to be green, neon. Change the point, please. I prefer anywhere from 4 to 8. 4 is pretty nice, visual appealing. Now on the side is format options. So to get there, you will click what you want to format, right click, scroll down and hit format options. Or you could click it and hit the top part, format options. Here, all I really worry about is drop shadow. Add a drop shadow makes it like it's popping into your face. So drop shadow down, you could change the color.
we will just stick with black. Black's fine. Transparency is how dark and light the drop down is. I like it to be pretty to the left, so it is less transparent. Angle is where it is going to come from. I do like it coming from the bottom, or sometimes I like it coming from the right. So that's coming from the right a little bit. Distance is how far it comes. As you can see, that's all the way out. You don't want that, just a little bit to make it popping. So now it looks like it's popping out from the right side of the screen. We also have our blur. As you can see, it gets really blurry. I'm not a big fan of too much blur, so nice and small. If you want to get real creative, you get a reflection at the bottom, as you see, but I do not like that. There you go, visual appealing. Now we are going to add some GIFs. Go to Insert, go to Image, go to Upload from Computer, and you will find your GIFs. I have a folder, Transparent GIF. Here we are. Let's go Mr. K doing some hula hooping. There's Mr. K doing hula hooping, adding a drop-down shadow to my body because you're able to. So I made it white. As you can see, it's a little white blur. Now we're making it pink. And there's Mr. K looking like a pink alien with a drop-down, changing the angle a little bit, changing the distance, changing the blur. And now there's Mr. K. Again, I like to add borders. So you could do mask, which helps you with cropping. So now I mask the corners. As you could see, it is going to be round. I will change it to 4 again, and I would change the color to purple. Now that everything is highlighted, the drop shadow is on for everything. I take it off, it is off. So here, drop shadow on, and there it is. We can even make it a little bigger with an 8-point border. Put myself there. What else could we do here? Make things animate. So if I was to add another GIF, insert image, upload from computer, we have 28 seconds in this video. Here we are. As you can see, the borders are pretty wide. I'm going to go to crop, right click crop, and now I move this in to here. I move this into here. There you go. Now I'm not happy with the square. Again, you click it up top. You will hit the mask feature, which is under the crop thing here. Shape, pick it.
Okay, we're just going to resume the second part to this video. Hang tight.
Sounds good. Sorry about that, I got cut off. So we were talking about masking the image. You will click the image that you want to mask. You will go to the top crop image and you will click shapes and pick what masking you want. I'm gonna go with the circle, it looks well with this one. I will click it, I will add a drop down. Again, to get here, you go to format options up top, right click or up top here. And I'm going to make it pink. You could change the transparency here, put it on a little angle. There's my pink drop shadow, perfectly done. So now let's talk about motion. Motion makes things pop onto the screen in a certain order. So we'll start with visual appealing GIFs. You will click it, you will right click, and it comes up to under animate. The 3 circles, animate, and here we are. We want the words to fade in. We want it to fade in and unclick, and we want the speed to be slow. Next, we are going to add an animation. Oh, that doubled it up, so we're going to delete it. We're going to click this, and we're going to hit add animation. Now we're talking about the circle. We want it to zoom in, and we want it to go with, after previous, and we want to zoom in slow. Then we're going to click here, and we're going to add the box, add animation. We want it to spin in, and we want it to go after previous. So it's going to go after the one before it, which is the zoom in of the circle. And again, we want it to be slow. So let's play it and see what it looks like. So we are going to click it. There's visual appealing GIFs. There is that. And that came on. Why did it not work correctly? Let's change that to on click. There we go. So we have fade in, on click, zoom in after previous, and then on click, this one's going to come in. All right, let's try that. Present. Here we go. Click, visual appealing. And then there's a little animation of it spinning and spiraling in, and then we're done. So again, this option you just play with however you want it. On click, after previous, with previous, and there's all different animations that you could do. You could double one up, so spinning with previous, and then I could also make it fly out, for example, how it leaves. So make it go slow again, and we will present to see what it looks like. So again, it's popping in. There it is, and it flew out. It depends what you want to do and how you want to set up your slideshow. All right, let's delete these motions. So to delete it, you click and just hit delete, hit the garbage can, and now all my motions are deleted, so I have no motions. When you insert GIFs, always go to inserting it from up top. Image, you can drag and drop, but sometimes it will make the GIF freeze, as it will format it as a picture and it won't play it as a GIF. You could add text box, audio, videos, which is like a URL from YouTube, come right from your Google Drive if you wanted to, or you could search the URL onto YouTube. We also have word art, which is the wonderful visual appealing GIFs logo, lines to separate things. Here we go, make a line. Now we have two sides of the screen. And again, you can animate anything. So you can animate the line, you could change the line color, you can make it 16, and now we have two sides of our document. So these websites that I presented before, perfect headers, text giraffe, these are all different things you could use for different fonts if you do not like the presets that are on our Google Slides. So here I made this Thrive. I would download it and insert it. Thrive over here was from PicFont. Again, another cool website to make curved fonts. It's pretty unique. You can make the font curved, although I made it straight. And then this is right here, shows you how to add the fonts, which I showed you briefly. And that is really it. It takes a lot of playing around to do. As you could see, we came a long way with what our slideshows look like to where our slideshows are.
All right, thanks for that share, Gus. A lot of really, really good and useful information. And again, we just want to reiterate to all of our attendees. Let me pause that. Sorry about that. We are at the end of our slideshow, so let's just zoom out real quick. I know there's a lot of information, but at the end of the day, Gus and I have gone through hours and hours of just playing around over the course of several years to be at the level of where we are today. And as long as you, just take your time and go through the menu and just play around with it, you're going to get there.
I was just going to say that, Kevin, a lot of trial and error. As you can see from the first presentation we did together to now, we definitely came a long way with how visual appealing the GIFs are, how visual appealing the slideshows are. Again, we had in the beginning, it was very dull, blah, didn't catch our attention. And now my students are intrigued. I've noticed great improvements in my students, even in their assessments. Just by making the slides more visual appealing, they're paying more attention. They're staring at it more. Look at all these video games, how graphics have been changed over years. It takes a lot of trial, a lot of error. Just keep trying, keep going at it and not giving up, and just keep thriving.
Yeah, and you know, especially with remote learning, we are always coming up with new ideas to keep the online lessons engaging and the in-person lessons that have kind of relied on technology to, you know, just make students feel confident and safe and be in a friendly, welcoming environment with things they can relate to.
Yes.
So we hope that you were able to take away the information that both Gus and I have provided to everyone, and to, you know, use them to the best of your ability to create thriving GIFs and visual appealing Google Slides. So with that being said, thank you very much for attending our conference.
And thrive on.
Yep. Take care, everyone.
Be good.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, ND Shape.
Yeah.